Welcome to Women's Rugby Rundown 238 for March 16th through the 22nd. We kick things off in South America, where Argentina's squad has made it back-to-back HSBC Sevens 2 titles after a gritty performance in Montevideo. Over in Europe, the championship stages are officially set as the Celtic Challenge and the Italy's Series A Elite confirmed their final matchups. I'm Wendy, here to bring you the latest in women's rugby news. This is your Women's Rugby Rundown, and we're about to kick off. A quick update on our 20th anniversary campaign to reach 10,000 followers on Instagram. We hit a major milestone. We hit 7,000 over the weekend. So we welcome all of our new followers, the community stepping up to help us cross that first major huddle. Get involved by tagging yourself on our pinned anniversary post, and you must follow Bushi Promo as well to be eligible. Cole will be pulling names very soon. Let's get into Sevens news. Argentina has put the other Sevens teams on notice, securing back-to-back HSBC Sevens 2 titles. It was a gritty and determined performance in Montevideo. Some weather was a factor as well, but their victory officially punches their ticket to the season-ending World Championship Series. The Argentinians had to navigate 3 golden point thrillers before they eventually clinched the gold with a 22-10 victory over a tough South African side. South Africa and Spain also secured the qualification for the World Championships events in Hong Kong, Valladolid, and Bordeaux. China remains in the 4th and final promotion slot heading into the series finale in Sao Paulo next weekend. With Brazil and Kenya still mathematically in the hunt, the battle for the last qualification pass remains wide open as the circuit moves to its final stop. Our unofficial and fun race between this podcast and the speedster Madison Levi has hit a fever pitch as the stakes are incredibly real. Maddie's officially hunting down the legends of the game, and she has recently lapped us, sitting at 252 career tries compared to our 238 episodes. She's now just 4 scores away from passing the legendary retired Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe for the number 2 spot of all time. Only the currently sidelined Michaela Brake stands above her at the top of the mountain with 287 tries. Now we'll look at international 15s news. The 2035 Rugby World Cup hosting race is heating up as Argentina officially consolidates its ambitious bid to bring the tournament to South America for the first time ever. The Argentine Rugby Union recently hosted World Rugby CEO Alan Gilpin, highlighting a regional project that would integrate Brazil, Chile, and Uruguay into a powerhouse proposal. The competition is shaping up to be a global battle between emerging markets and traditional powerhouses. And if World Rugby continues its trend of awarding back-to-back tournaments to the same region, a successful bid will likely see the Women's Rugby World Cup in 2037 in the same location. The ongoing governance crisis in Wales continues as member clubs are preparing for an extraordinary general meeting on April 13th. The headline motion is a vote of no confidence in WRR Chair Richard Collier-Keywood, largely fueled by the controversial proposal to reduce Wales' professional men's clubs from 4 down to 3. One interesting tidbit is Rob Regan has offered an alternative funding proposal that would allow all 4 men's professional clubs to continue. Lots to come in Wales ahead of that EGM. Almost all of the Six Nations squads have been announced and the rosters are stacked with world-class talent. England head coach John Mitchell has named a formidable 38-player squad with Meg Jones stepping in as captain, featuring 25 World Cup winners and a staggering 1,100 combined caps. Ireland head coach Scott Bemand has appointed flanker Aaron King to lead a 36-player squad that includes 9 uncapped players who recently shone in the Celtic Challenge. Scotland will once again be led by the experienced Rachel Malcolm, bolstered by the high-profile returns of Meryl Smith and Shauna Campbell. Italy has also unveiled a 34 women's squad, striking a deliberate balance between veteran leadership and fresh talent, with head coach Fabio Rizzilli calling up 7 debutantes to join stars like Sofia Stefan. These squads are now beginning their final preparations for what promises to be a fantastic championship. Now we'll get into our domestic and club news. And we start in the Americas. In round 10 of the BC Premier, the Castaway Wanderers made a loud statement by dismantling the UBCOB Ravens in a 58-7 blowout. This lopsided result keeps them firmly in the hunt for the top 3 finish as the season progresses. Meanwhile, at Brockton, Mariloma secured a crucial 29-19 victory over the Vancouver Thunderbirds in a hard-fought battle between 2 of the league's top contenders. These results leave West Shore still clinging to the top of the table with 37 points, though Mariloma is hot on their heels with 35 points in a game in hand. In Europe, round 17 of the Nigeria AIL Railway Union emphatically ended UL Bohemians' 16-match winning streak with a 49-19 victory. History was also made at Blackgates, where Toulouse secured their first ever AIL win, edging out Cook 12-7 in a defensive masterclass. Over in France, round 13 of the AXA Elite 1 saw a significant shakeup at the top as Stade Bordelais edged out league leaders Stade Toulousain 34-29 in a high-scoring thriller, while Toulouse remains in first place in points difference, the gap has vanished, leaving them tied with ASM Romagna at 58 points after Romagna dismantled Montpellier 53-7. In the PWR, Gloucester Hartpury maintained their perfect season in spectacular fashion as they overcame a 19-point second-half deficit to beat Loughborough Lightning 43-38 at the Gardens. The battle for the top four intensified as Sale Sharks climbed into a playoff spot with their fifth consecutive victory, a clinical 25-7 win over Bristol Bears. Trailfinders also made a move by leapfrogging Harlequins in the standings thanks to a late Abby Burton try that secured a 21-17 victory at the Stoop. Meanwhile, Exeter made quick work of Leicester with a 43-0 shutout to secure their bonus point within the first 25 minutes. The Italian Serie A Elite final is officially set, and it is a familiar sight. Valsugana and Villorba will face off in the final for the sixth consecutive time after securing their spots in two very different semifinals. Valsugana was absolutely untouchable in their match against Benetton, cruising to a 65-0 victory. For Villorba, the reigning champions had to dig deep against Colorno, trailing 8-0 at the half. Villorba leaned on the experience of their veterans to spark a comeback, eventually clinching a 10-8 win thanks to a clutch penalty at the draw. The stage is now set for the championship on March 29th. In Africa, the penultimate round of the Pick and Pay Super League One saw a big shift in the standings as the Sandland Bolland Dames moved into second place with a gritty 21-15 victory over rivals Western Province. This win puts Bolland in the driver's seat for a final berth against the Isuzu Bulls Daisies, who maintained their perfect season with a clinical 52-9 dismantling of the Free State. The Golden Lions pulled off a dramatic 19-18 comeback against the Sharks, snatching victory with a last-minute conversion that left the home crowd stunned. Meanwhile, the EP Queens dominated the Eastern Cape Derby by blitzing the Border Ladies 36-10. That does it for us. As always, there's more news on our site at yscrugby.com. Never miss an episode of Women's Rugby Rundown. Subscribe to anywhere you listen to your podcast, too.